welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the last sorority video in my sorority recruitment series that I've been doing this past summer. If you guys have not watched all those videos, I'll leave my entire playlist down below. I think they've been pretty helpful, and yeah, I'm really excited that this is the last video because that means recruitment is getting near. And I hope you guys are super excited and are getting ready as well. So today's video is going to be just an overall Q&A of questions that I've accumulated on all my videos this past couple videos that I've been doing about sorority recruitment. I also went on Instagram and asked you guys any questions you had on there, so if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely follow me on there to ask questions. I always answer DMs and stuff like that. But yeah, these are mostly questions that have been commented on my videos these past few months just about sorority stuff, and I decided to answer them in this video. So I made a list on my phone of all the questions that have been asked over the past few months, and I'm going to answer those for you guys today. The very first question is, what is recruitment? I'm going to describe a sorority first. Basically, a sorority is a organization on a college campus, and it's for undergraduate women who want to be a part of an organization. And every single sorority has their own philanthropy that they do volunteer work and fundraising for and stuff like that. It's a social sorority to make friends with and do stuff like that, do fun activities, but you're also doing things for your community as well. So recruitment is the process that you have to go through in order to get into a sorority. So you go through this interview-like process, it usually lasts a week or two depending on the school, and then that interview process will lead you to what sorority you're involved with. A lot of people are asking how much a sorority costs and then what rules you have once you get into the sorority. So I'm going to split that up into two different questions just to be clear, but that's what one person asked me on my Instagram story. Definitely the costs range completely depending on school. I was talking to my other friends that are in a sorority at different schools, and their dues are way less than mine are. But I think a lot of the southern schools are super expensive in dues, just because sorority life is super big down here. I can tell you the range of dues for all the sororities at Florida State University. I'm just reading this straight from the Florida State Panhellenic website. If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link to it down below. It says, according to last year's number, as a new member, you can expect to pay between $2,300 and $3,600 per semester if you're living out of house. And if you're living in-house, it was between $2,300 and $4,800 per semester. Being in a sorority is definitely a huge financial obligation, so just keep that in mind. But again, so many other schools are so much less expensive than Florida State and a lot of the schools in the South, so definitely look into that, I would say, before doing recruitment. But a lot of schools do offer a lot of scholarships for sorority members, so keep that in mind. Okay, and then the rules for being in a sorority. Again, it depends on the chapter, it depends on the school, stuff like that. For us, they just kind of, I mean, it's normal things that and it's all things to make you be better and stuff like that, the social media contract that I'm sure you have heard, just things that are common sense, don't post alcohol on Instagram if you're underage. Don't do that whether you're in a sorority or not. That's just stupid. That's beyond illegal. Don't do that. Just watch the way you dress around certain don't have half of a boob out, you know. I don't know, just random things that yeah, they're rules, but they make sense and they're easy to follow if you're willing to, they're extremely, it's not much to ask. And there's other tiny little rules, but the social media contract is the big one that people are usually concerned about, which doesn't bother me in the slightest. So somebody said, is it possible that I won't get a bid? Yes. Yeah, it's possible. So going through formal recruitment, it's possible that you won't get a bid to a chapter, and there's so many different things that could go into this. You could just not have a great conversation at one of the houses. A lot of chapters have a GPA requirement. If you don't meet their GPA requirement, that could be an issue. If you don't get a bid though, there are so many other ways to get involved with Panhellenic. There's continuous open bidding, there's snap bidding and spring recruitment, so there's so many other ways to get involved with Panhellenic. Definitely keep that in mind. If formal recruitment doesn't work out for you, there's so many other ways to get involved with Panhellenic if that's still something that you would like to do. Alright, somebody said, can you talk about the hazing culture? Yes, I can, however, I don't really have much to say on it. I was never hazed in the slightest, not a single drop of hazing, and I am very thankful for that. hazing is beyond illegal, and if you get hazed, I would recommend rethinking that chapter or being in a sorority. But yeah, hazing is a thing at some schools and with some chapters. I again, like, and I say this with like full honesty and full transparency, never in the slightest hazed. That's really all I have to say about it. Hazing culture like is a thing. It is very stereotypical of sororities to haze. However, again, never like in the slightest. And I would tell you, because I'm honest with you guys, but like in the slightest, never, ever, 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 ever. So I'm very thankful for that. That's all I have to say about hazing culture, because I don't really know much about it, because again, didn't get it. Alright, somebody asked about GPA. So yeah, a lot of chapters do have GPA requirements. If you go on your school's Panhellenic website, it usually lists like the pretty like average GPA to have, or like kind of a baseline goal. Chapters do have a GPA requirement just because, or like a recommended GPA to be at, because they want all of their members to be above a certain level. School and academics are something that are like still super important to sororities, even though, yes, I know the stereotype that sorority girls are stupid and like don't do well in school. Totally not true. Sororities have a GPA requirement. Make sure you have a pretty good GPA. Also just keep in mind that a lot of chapters do have GPA requirements, so if you are not getting asked back to those houses, that could be the reason. Somebody said, I see a lot of YouTubers talking about chapter. What is chapter? Chapter is basically just like a big meeting with the sorority. You do ritual at chapter usually, and it's pretty much usually on Sunday or Monday nights. For us, it kind of like fluctuates depending on if there's a holiday or what's going on that week, but yeah, usually Sunday or Monday nights, and it lasts not super long, between like 30 minutes and an hour. And you just kind of catch up with everything that's going on. Exec members give their announcements and give any updates and stuff like that. It's just a way for all the girls to meet all at once, so that everybody's kind of on the same page with like upcoming events or just like things that need to be talked about and stuff like that. What was your favorite part of recruitment? My favorite part of recruitment was like getting dressed every morning. I loved it. I loved picking out my outfits like months and months before. I loved getting my hair ready, putting on makeup. I'm someone who loves like just getting ready. So it was super fun to like play around with my makeup and my hair and my outfits, of course, and have so much fun with it. That was definitely my favorite part. Yeah, my least favorite part was how hot it was, because Florida heat in August is no joke. And yeah. Okay, do I need letters of rec? No, you definitely do not need them. They are not required in the slightest, but people definitely do them, just because I talked about this in another video I did. So again, I'll have everything linked down below. It kind of just gives a heads up to that sorority that you're coming and you will be going through recruitment. It kind of just tells them a little bit about you before you actually get there. They kind of know who you are and what you're about before you even like go through recruitment, before they even meet you. So it kind of just like, it's like a job recommendation letter, like basically saying like, this girl's amazing, she would be amazing in your chapter for this, and this reason, and she was involved with these following things. Stuff like that. Definitely not recommended in the slightest. I had recommendation letters to about half of the chapters. If I don't know someone in a sorority, does that mean I won't get in? Not at all. Like, not at all, at all, at all. If you're not like a legacy, I wasn't a legacy at all, that doesn't mean you're not gonna get a chapter. And also, like, if you don't know anybody just like from high school, or just like friends in that, like that are active members in that chapter, it also doesn't matter. I didn't know a single soul in my sorority, and it was actually like the only chapter at my school where I didn't know anybody. Everybody else I knew somebody from high school, or like different things that like I knew these girls from, but in AKO I didn't know a single soul. So it was actually really like funny and ironic that it was the only place where I like didn't know anybody, and it actually worked out really well. I liked going in where it was like just me, and like it was kind of like a fresh start and stuff like that. So yeah, if you don't know anybody in a sorority, that literally doesn't mean anything. You still have the same shot of getting into that sorority as somebody who knows somebody in that chapter, if that makes sense. Are legacies guaranteed a bid? No, like not at all. I know so many legacies that were so set on that certain chapter and then didn't get it and were heartbroken. Being a legacy definitely is special, but it doesn't guarantee a bid to that chapter at all. Like, get that out of your head. Totally, like, just get that out of your head. I don't want you to be disappointed if you don't get whatever like chapter you're a legacy of. But no, it doesn't guarantee anything at all. Is Rush gonna be online at FSU? I'm filming this in like the middle of July. At this very moment, yes and no. Part of it's gonna be online, part of it's gonna be in person. However, anything can change as the virus gets more serious. And if there's another super big spike or outbreak, it will be forced to go completely virtual. But as of now, it's in person / online. Again, anything can change at literally any given time. But again, I'll have the Florida State Panhellenic website down below. Check there for updates. They'll be updating completely. Our sororities like they are in movies? Literally not in the slightest. I don't wish that they were, because like sorority girls in movies are like super mean, but at the same time, like I love movies. Like I kind of like, you know, like rom-coms with sororities are really funny. But no, they're not at all. The girls are very nice, at least in my sorority, and pretty much at all the chapters. Like all the sorority girls that I know are really nice, down-to-earth, smart, like amazing girls. But I feel like in movies they're very like mean and just like judgmental, and while I'm sure there are those types of girls in sororities like everywhere, for the most part like they're really nice, caring girls. And that's what I have to say about that. How big are sororities? I think that just means like how many people are in the sorority. Again, totally depends on the school. There's small chapters, big chapters, medium-sized chapters, whatever. At my school, there's about 200 girls in my sorority. Fave and least favorite part of sorority life. Oh my gosh, I've never like answered this question. That's a good question. Favorite part is just the girls that I've met. I've met so many amazing people that I wouldn't have met if I didn't like go through the recruitment process and like be in a sorority. Least favorite part is probably just how expensive it is. Like all of my money goes to sorority life, which is fine and I don't mind it, but yeah, it's definitely very expensive. That's probably my least favorite part. Would you consider living in house? Yes, I'm living in house this next upcoming year, so look forward to the moving vlogs and stuff like that. I'll be doing a lot of vlogs in the house and I'm really excited about that. Yeah, that's all for this video. I hope this was somewhat helpful. Again, if you have any questions that I didn't answer at all like throughout this entire series, either leave them down below and I'll answer them, or DM me on Instagram or Twitter. I answer those every single time. Yeah, I hope you guys liked this video and this series that I was doing. I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye!